I deleted over half my World of Warcraft characters from 45 to 19. Some were max level, some literally only had 2 hours of / playtime, but they had to go. I couldn't stand logging in and seeing this. Of course, I could have put them all into neat little campsite folders and tucked them away, but I still knew they were there, lurking from the Remix Made Me folder, or even worse, dumpster fire alts, with one-off haha joke characters like a gnome called Warrior. Whoa, wait. Why am I doing this? Let's talk about digital clutter. Why does it even matter in a video game? Clutter often shows up in your life as something you definitely need, but as Cal Newport writes in his book Digital Minimalism, its costs on your time and attention are often bigger than its benefits. I've been playing World of Warcraft for almost 20 years now, and in that time I've learned 2 things about myself. 1. I love leveling and trying out different characters, and 2. I hate it when things get cluttered and scattered. A very unfortunate combination. Over the years I've collected a lot of characters, from this one is definitely my main and I won't play anything else, to ha ha ha, look, I'm a troll called Foresto Gump.
Okay, Jenny.
And I made some for very valid reasons, like an alt of the same class to make collecting easier, or to be able to play PvP on the same class. The character Silbot was born to make farming the PvP elite set doable for me, because if you're bad at PvP, it's easier to hit 1600 rating twice than 1800 rating once. We listen and we don't judge. Another reason I need an alt army was to make a lot of gold with professions. Minimal maintenance. Just log in daily to use the cooldown after a few hours of setup and sizable gold investment. Better update the spreadsheet so I remember which character had which profession setup that I needed, or the Nazjatar zone unlock for that stupid Farewell to Arms achievement. It was just a lot of clutter with very minimal benefits. Sure, I could park all these random alts near an old raid to farm collectibles, but someone, me, still had to log in and do that content. The only thing I'm saving is in-game travel time and backspace. If I even take the trouble to park these characters somewhere useful, and spoiler, I often didn't. And don't get me wrong, before Blizzard changed the game to be more alt-friendly, ironically, it was very useful to have a lot of characters, because you'd have more chances at collectibles, and especially class or armor type locked things. My favorite characters to run old content on, for instance, are my druid and my hunter, but they couldn't collect things that my paladin or priest could wear. And it would be very frustrating getting items that you desperately wanted, but on the wrong character. Nowadays, however, there are no restrictions on collectibles, so there's 0 reason for me to have 4 paladins or 7 priests. I really like priests, okay? I never knew that my aesthetic was churchy.
Right? I was about to say, I was like, I'm sensing a theme.
It's been 20 years, which also means my relationship with World of Warcraft has changed. Back in the day when World of Warcraft was new, leveling took months. Well, I definitely wanted to try to play other classes or other characters. I usually stuck to my rogue and only tried other classes on the public test realm. But it has become way easier to level a character between the overall leveling speed increasing and all of the events with leveling buffs like Mist of Pandaria Remix, Time Walking, Turbulent Timeways, the anniversary event, the recent Mystery Winds of Fortune, the Mysterious Winds of Fortune, Mysterious Winds of Fortune leveling boost, and of course the War Within's 5% flat XP boost for every character at max level, capped at 25%, not 25 characters. Blizzard knows people love playing alts and they have that data and they want to make it easier for you. See a meta DK outperform you in a dungeon, you could be him by tonight. No, but seriously, this character, Meryl Sweep the Undead Monk, has 1 day of playtime and is wearing decent enough gear to do endgame content. I still kind of want to delete them because I prefer Sigourney Mist. Look, I don't need to impress you. The road from should I make a new character to endgame content is so short that most of these characters have 0 value.
You're going to contradict everything.
0.
This isn't even my original account, by the way. I had an account before this, but I abandoned it because I wanted to start fresh. Don't do that. It may seem fun, ooh, fresh start. Once you've spent years on a game, there are always things you never want to do again. Like, I just finished the Battle for Azeroth meta achievement grind for this mount, and while I enjoy having this mount, I never want to do that again. But deleting characters has very little impact because most things are account-wide now. The only characters I'm keeping, just in case, are older characters that have reputations that aren't account-wide yet. Before the War Within came out, characters would all stay on their own servers, and while I was aware I had many dumpster fire train wreck alts rotting away somewhere Like I played a little bit too much Remix, they were never in my field of view. But then the War Within came and all the characters were just dumped in a big list. Well, no issue, at least now I have an inventory of all these disasters, but they were always there, staring at me, judging me for logging into another monk instead of them. Oh, hi, Brody Foster. I was feeling deletey, but no worries, patch 11.1 was going to introduce Campsite. Well, they were already there, but only for your 4 favorites. With this new patch, you could make your own campsites, like little folders to hide the worst characters. So I instantly organized them all into folders, like random alts, more random alts, and who could forget extra priests.
Do you think a depressed person could make this?
And you know, for a while, that worked, until I had to move some camps around to do my BFA achievement chores, and for professions, and then the whole system unraveled, and they were all in a big list again. Well, then just don't scroll down, right? Well, that worked for a few days, and then I got distracted by Claire Obscure for weeks, so who cares about the alts? But then when I logged in and all I saw was a big mess, I didn't want to tuck them all into folders again or just ignore whatever was happening under my mains and profession mains folders. I was feeling deletey. Time for a new start, but how do you even decide which characters stay and go? There are memories spread in bits and pieces over this entire account, from when I decided I wanted one of every class, and then the next logical step, one of every class of every faction, and then of course one of every... There are some characters that are non-negotiable, like the rogue I made when I was 16 years old, and I have played for... oh my god. And because I have switched mains many times, there are a lot of characters safe. For now. There are also characters that are obvious candidates for the great character purge of 2025, like this goblin mage called Tisn't.
I mean, the latest book is called Tiz. You're bringing out a book called Tisn't.
I don't even remember when or why this character was born, but bye, girl. You probably served the purpose for the 8 hours we spent together. Or Idiotic, the Worgen Hunter. I know deleting some of these was a great idea, because while I was writing this, a day after deleting them, I couldn't even remember some of these characters. I had to rewatch this footage. They won't be missed.
Oh, yeah.
After the obvious disasters are gone, I am left with some characters I want to keep because I like them, a range of characters I feel I need to keep because what if I need this one thing that this character had that I played during Legion, or that reputation that isn't account-wide yet. Sure, keeping some of these characters might have some small benefits, but the time and attention the digital clutter costs me weighs heavier than the benefits. Yes, I still like the name Betty Smite, but when, if ever, am I going to need a 5th priest? I know that if I regret it, or if I need any of these characters again, I can undelete them, one every 7 days, or I can just make another. I don't think the time I spent with these characters was a waste of time, but I also don't think I need to keep them around just because I spent some of my hours on them. I am deleting them to make it easier to focus when I do decide to play World of Warcraft. Because modern World of Warcraft is fun, and there is nothing you have to do, but at the same time there's a lot you can do. You know that feeling when you're on a streaming platform looking for something to watch? Or when you open Steam just to see your giant backlog of gaming options? Sometimes I just want to play WoW, and then when I see 45 alts, even if they're hidden in folders, I get overwhelmed with choice. I just want to make it easier on myself. I'll probably level more characters in the future when Legion Remix releases, but honestly I might delete those characters too. Because I care more about experiencing the content and having fun in the moment than having a backlog of characters that were memes, jokes, or had some purpose at the time, but now I'm forced to give them a job or hide them because otherwise I wasted my time. Anyways, have you ever deleted characters or significant progress in your games, or do you think I'm crazy, which is fair? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.